What's up guys, Riley here. So today's going to be mod day number 2 with the Scat Pack, and today's basically going to be focusing on the engine bay. So I recently made a review video of an R2C cold air intake, which is, as you can see, it's in the car right now. I was pretty much the only person on the entire internet giving that intake negative feedback. So I was like, okay, something's off. I shouldn't be the only one. More people should be, not a fan of it. Basically, the conclusion I've come to is that the white filter, which came with mine, is basically a shitty filter, and if you upgrade to the black Hex series filter, apparently that's the one that is recommended and a much better filter. So let's be real for a minute. I'm not sure if these numbers are 100% factual, but apparently with the white filter I'm supposed to get 15 horsepower, and with the black one I'm supposed to get 20. Like I said, who knows if those are actually legitimate, but the black filter is apparently supposed to flow much better and it's supposed to be a way better filter. So I'm going to swap it out for a black filter, and then I will be doing a follow-up video soon talking about, if there's any difference at all, if it's worth. I mean, this thing right here was 75 bucks, so we're just going to see if it works. I kind of feel weird being the only person talking about, don't buy an R2C intake, so we're going to swap it out and we'll find out. Alright, well, there it is. Alright, so right off the bat I can go ahead and tell you it looks way better than the white one. I would definitely spend the extra money, if you're going to buy the system, to go with the black one. I mean, it's not a bad system. The times I've actually put down with that white filter are pretty good. I'll display them right here on the screen so you can see them, and I think those are, some of the fastest times for any quote-unquote stock Scat Pack out there. So, if the times are good, then I don't really have any complaints, but we're going to see if they get any better with this one. Okay, so as you can see, I have moved the entire car into the garage. I got some big spotlights aiming on all the work, and I removed this half cover, and I also took out the pin that, I guess the little plastic pin that goes into the block. So basically, that part was kind of difficult. That's probably going to be the most difficult part of the entire catch can install. But for that, you'll just need a screwdriver, and you can just kind of pry it, use a prying motion, and eventually it will come out. And I also saw online, if that doesn't work for you, you can get some scissors and kind of pull it just a little bit and then cut it, and then get some needle nose pliers and be able to back thread that screw out. But eventually it did come out for me by just doing the other method, just kind of doing it on its own. So essentially this catch can, this is one I had from my 5.7 Hemi, and I'm going to be reusing it. And so essentially it's going to sit about like this. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that in. Okay, so the correct way is obviously bolt, locking washer, and the big spacer. And now you're going to go ahead and try to move this out of the way the best you can, and feed that bolt into the pre-existing hole. Now you can go grab a 13mm ratchet and finish the tightening of this. Alright, so got that part installed. Now you're just going to make sure all your lines are kind of out of the way and nothing's in a bind, which it's not. The wiring harness will just kind of rest on the Z bracket, not a big deal. And so that really was, I guess, the hard part of everything. And now you're going to take this off. Okay, one side down. Now you get to do the other side. Got it. Alright, so I went ahead and fit this hose, connecting both ends, and now I'm going to connect both of these ends. I put some WD-40 on both of these fittings to make it where everything goes on nice, and there you go. That's all it is to it. Alright, so things are coming along nicely. Next one we're going to do is the dipstick, the short throw dipstick, as Muscle vs. Tuner would like to call it. And wow, this thing is freaking long. This is one of the longest dipsticks I've ever seen. I definitely don't have a short throw dipstick. This is way longer than normal. Alright, so next up we're going to be replacing this ugly yellow dipstick topper with the red one down there. So there's a little pin which I've already kind of poked out with a hammer. You pop that pin out and then it will slide right off. Now here's what the new dipstick topper looks like. It's nice and red and aluminum and much higher quality. So now you're pretty much going to just slide this one back in to where it needs to go, if I can figure out how it fits in there. Alright, and with use of a hammer, you basically drive that existing pin back in so that it is flat, and now you have the red dipstick topper. Wow. Alright, so we're about to go put this back in the car, and it should look a lot better. Alright, now obviously before you put it in, you're going to want to make sure the oil is not upside down, so face it this way, find the hole, and if I could get it, there we go. Now slide that sucker back in there, back into its home, and boom, more red for the car. Alright, well the neighbor got his leaf blower out, so I had to switch locations, but here everything is all nice and finalized. So you got the black hex filter right here, looking a lot better than the white one. You got the Billet Technologies catch can and the little dipstick topper, and then also I plasti dipped that. I didn't film that because that's just kind of self-explanatory, but looks a lot better red instead of an off yellow. So I have a couple other things coming in the mail for the engine. One of them I'll just go ahead and tell y'all. It's these little stripes. They're going to be red as well, and then I think the Powered by SRT will be red as well, but I'm not positive if it comes with that as well, so bear with me on that, but I know the stripes at least will be red, so that'll be pretty cool, and it should look a lot better under here. And if you're asking why I'm doing red, it's kind of to contrast with the brake calipers and the 392 Hemi badge. I think I'll probably keep those just because, I don't know, I think they look actually pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of the chrome, but I do like the badge, and these are the same badges that you'd find on the SRT, so I think that's, you know, just pretty cool. But yeah, so that is all of that. And then I had a bunch of people ask me, how did I put my center caps on? I don't have anything to do it with right now, but I'll go ahead and tell you what I did. And now actually you can see, this is the wheel I messed up on. Pretty much what you need to do is get 2 layers of tape and put the tape around the corner and tuck the edges in, and then get a flathead screwdriver, and you'll actually be able to kind of pry it out. Now this is the first one I did. I only used 1 layer of tape, and as you can see I made a little ding right there, so I should be able to go to like O'Reilly's and buy some kind of like gunmetal graphite gray color, and it won't be noticeable at all. But right here, you can't tell. The only way you can notice it is if you're sitting right next to it, but that's how you get those off, so you don't have to take your wheels off. I mean, if you want to take your wheels off and do it that way, then be my guest, but there's just a lot more effort involved in that way. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video, just kind of doing some quick little engine modifications that a lot of people will probably do as well. Custom Billet Store is where I got both of those things right there, and they sell a whole bunch more engine dress-up parts and stuff, so go check them out if you're wanting to make your engine bay look nice. I will get back to you guys on how this Black Hex Series filter does for the R2C cold air intake. I'm hoping that it will do better because it looks a lot better in here, so fingers crossed, hopefully that does good, but I'll get back to you guys in a few days on that. And then of course I'll get back to you guys on those little stripe things, and I'll show y'all. That'll be its own separate video because I think a lot of people with Scat Packs and 392 Hemis will want to do that. You know, they have like every color basically. So those will be coming out very soon. I have some other videos coming out pretty soon. So stay tuned for all that. And then, you know, obviously if you want to plasti dip that, go ahead. But that is it for today, guys. So I will see y'all in the next one. So one thing I thought I'd mention is don't take your engine cover off, because the way you have to fit it back in here, I had to actually take the catch can back off again to get it to fit in, and then I had to reinstall it. So it's just kind of like a fitment issue. But basically, if you needed to take your half cover off right there, you'd have to take out the bottom half of the catch can and kind of adjust it, and you'll be able to figure it out. But my recommendation is don't take that off to do the install, just leave it in there and deal with it that way.